All right, Rob, it's Slim Show, guys. We are back, and we have. I'm sorry, what was your name again? It's Lee.
Welling, Wellling.
Lee Welling. Listen, Lee. Usually I do this show with two other guys, Rob and our intern Pete, and they had to leave. But I have a couple other friends that are coming in right now to do the interview with me. Because, to be honest with you, usually Rob does all the prep, and I can't. His handwriting is just above my comprehension. But these two guys, Ronald and Cheese, they do a show after our show on a similar network and everything, and they're really good with like off the cuff interviews. So once they sit down, we'll get started here. They're coming in right now and getting ready.
Okay.
Cheese, what's going on, buddy?
Tired.
Oh man, I haven't seen you guys in a minute. Ronald.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome.
I'm back.
Welcome. It's been a while. Usually I leave before these guys show up to the studio, but welcome.
It's good
guys.
to see you.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back, Slim.
We have Lee Welling on the phone right now. Lee, are you you're an author, correct?
Yes, I'm an author that wrote a book called The Actor.
The Actor. Now, that just sounds like something that just piques my interest right away.
Have you acted?
No, but I did grow up and work through the golden age of the Broadway musical, and the book is set in the 1950s and 60s about the biggest star on Broadway who gets an offer from the CIA to take a tour to Russia, and what unfolds during the Cuban Missile Crisis is the thriller, and that's danger, mystery, and state secret. So it came out, and we're excited about it because it's the first of a trilogy.
Yes,
in
you
books,
did.
And this book has taken off, and we're very excited.
Ron took
Well,
my
you know
shirt
what?
off once.
You know what? Cheese here. He used to be an actor. We used to in the old school
tell me,
where I used to teach.
Act like a princess.
He used to be one of the best actors. I used to teach special needs children. So
I was a student.
he was one of my students, and he came a long way, and he's now my co-host.
We're also married.
Don't say things like that, Chase. It's just not appropriate right now.
I haven't. I did do some acting. Basically, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, I was a Broadway stage manager and then handled the marketing of Broadway musicals for like 3 decades. The only acting I ever did was that I used to be in the 1960s on the television show Candid Camera, appearing on 30 shows, doing the bits with the people. So that's the only acting that I ever did.
I just love that show. That was one of my favorites.
Was it?
Now, can you hold on a second?
Can you tell us
I'm just gonna take my medicine real quick.
I need medicine. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
All righty.
Hi.
Oh, could you sing for us? I want to hear your voice.
You some musicals?
Could I sing?
Yeah. I like.
No,
songs.
I don't sing. That's the one thing I don't do.
Well,
What do you?
Cheese here can sing. He's got a voice like an angel.
If he's been an actor, then he can sing some of the songs from the big Broadway musicals in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Good.
That was a good one, Cheese. Now, anyway.
I like music a lot on the radio.
Now, anyway, about your book.
Right.
Now tell me what's the main character? What's he like? What's his
Is that Ghost?
Well,
yeah.
the bottom line
What's his
is,
name?
if you know the history of the theater, the main protagonist, his name is George, is the #1 star on Broadway.
Were you
in the
just questioning
1950s.
my knowledge of the history of the theater? I know a lot about the history of the theater.
Well, then the whole theme of the book is if the knowledge is that the Broadway stars in the 50s and 60s were never hired to do the role when they made a film in Hollywood, whether it's My Fair Lady and Julie Andrews, Hello Dolly, Fiddler on the Roof,
Hello Kitty.
South Pacific. They never hired them. And what happened in my book is that when the CIA came to George to do a cultural tour, they needed some help getting secrets out of Russia in the 1960s, which is, by the way, timely right now. They made him a deal that will put money into your next musical, and that means that you would star. So he does this tour, and he loses his career, he loses his family of what the action takes place when he gets to Russia. And this is, of course, 1959, 1960.
So generally,
It's old.
it's under the Kennedy and Eisenhower.
Right. Well, it was right at the time of the Cuban Missile Crisis that our character discovers that.
Did he?
And this is the story, and it's a novel, but it's an
I can't
historical
read.
novel.
Sure you can, Cheese. I taught you how to read.
You didn't even teach me to count, right? It's not funny.
He's just a little excited right now.
That's okay.
Now, anyways,
What?
hold on.
Is that?
So I got a question. So what you're saying is that none of these actors were actually hired or paid. They were told.
Fired. They were just used.
They were told by the CIA to basically bend over and take the big red, white, and blue dick of Uncle Sam.
That's not a nice word.
Well, the bottom line is that they wanted this main character to go to Russia and help them out by getting documents out because they had trouble doing that. So they were not paid, but the main character had an impetus to do that because it would move his career along in Hollywood.
But what about Mr. McCarthy? Do you have any do you mention Mr. McCarthy at all?
Well, I'm not sure who Mr. McCarthy is.
Paul?
Well, you know, he's the guy. No, Cheese. He's the guy that basically brought up charges during the 50s on
Oh, you mean McCarthy?
Hollywood. Yeah, McCarthy. That's what I said.
Oh, no. This is not during that time. This was way before 1960 when this action of my book takes place. So that was, I know McCarthyism, but that is not the theme of my book. The theme of my book is a love story also in the 1960s. So it's a different era altogether.
So they got to get through the Iron Curtain, basically. You have the Iron Curtain.
Ron said he likes
Right.
my meat curtains.
Well, what happened was Russia invited the United States to bring over a tour as a cultural exchange tour.
Cults.
But what they didn't know, that the actor was going to help get secrets taken out of Russia to be brought back to the United States.
That's something that really happened?
Well, this is a historical novel. So did it happen? I leave that up to the reader.
Did.
They can buy the book and find out if it happened.
Okay.
How much is it?
So
Where can people buy your book?
Well, basically, there's two ways to read more about it. One, they can get on the website, which is theactor.biz, B-I-Z, and they can read all about the story, and they could buy it, or they could get on Amazon.com
now,
and just type in The Actor by Lee Welling, W-E-L-L-I-N-G.
I just want to ask: is there any juicy love scenes in this novel?
Well, there are some love scenes.
But
they're
are
not
they
gratuitous
juicy?
sex scenes, but there are some beautiful stories because this actor who's lost his family and his wife and his kids because of what he's done.
I
prior
like to
this
poop
trip.
with the
So
door open.
it is a love story.
Cool.
So he gets to see her Iron Curtains. Then.
Are there any ghosts?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Are there ghosts in the
Cheese
store?
likes to hear
No,
about
there's
ghosts.
no ghost.
No ghost.
I poop with the door open because the ghosts that come out of my butt, the slimy ones, they start attacking me.
That's enough, Cheese.
They start attacking me,
making the
and
man
I gotta
uncomfortable
leave
now.
that door
You're
open.
making the man uncomfortable now.
Ghosts!
You got to stop talking about your butt ghosts.
Is Broadway musicals like still a thing now, or has that kind of died out?
Oh, no. I think to bring you right up to date, of course, my book doesn't talk about this, although the third book will. Broadway is as big as ever. I think there's a show on Broadway now, which is the biggest show that I've ever seen.
Cats?
It's called Hamilton.
Hamilton. Okay.
I like cats.
And you can't get a ticket for it,
My
and it's
daddy
the biggest
took me to
hit.
see Cats.
And this big musical. So, no, I think what's died out is there's no more composers and writers like there were in 1950 and 1960s, Irving Berlin and Rodgers and Hammerstein and Cole Porter.
Coldplay.
I don't think you have the same writers, but no, the theater is as strong and vibrant as ever now in New York.
What
Where
was
are
it?
you located?
We're in
Georgia.
New Jersey.
We're in New Jersey.
Good
area.
girl.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're close by, so you can get to the theater.
Yeah, I've never really been to theater like when I was.
My
I'm actually from
Uncle
there.
Pete takes
What-
me to the theater.
We actually
We
from,
saw Spooky Buddies
Spooky buddies.
and that one with the hamsters.
I told you not to talk about your Uncle Pete.
He's a good man.
Was it being involved in Broadway something? Was that like a goal of yours growing up?
Do you sing?
He's in
I
prison.
think that I've always liked the theater, and you start from the bottom. In my first job, I ran the elevator backstage at a Broadway theater to the dressing rooms for a big hit musical in 1960, which was called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. So you start
That's
as a
funny.
gopher and you work your way up.
Oh, okay,
I
cool.
start from the bottom.
Are
all
you
the
are you
time.
still? I don't know if you mentioned earlier.
Everything
Are
I do.
you still involved in that business, or have you just switched strictly to?
Ron likes
Well, what
the
happened
bottom.
was,
He's
over the
spanked me.
years, my business was the business end of the theater after I was a stage manager, and I'm more
Only when
into
you're
travel
bad.
now.
Well, I
So
give it
we
a business
travel
end.
all over the world.
Oh, okay.
And that also helped because the characters in my book and the story is set all over the world, and it's places I've been and places that I've sent people to. So as I speak through the characters' mouths, there is we visit Russia and England and Norway and Finland
Where's
and
that?
Italy.
Wow.
So we get
I've
a
never been
worldwide
there.
story, and
That's not
once
real.
people read this, the second book is a prequel
I've
where
been-
we're going to trace the character before this
Ron
book,
takes me
like
to
when
the
he
park.
was 18 going to New York.
I've been
Oh, wow.
to Zimbabwe before.
Yeah.
and I once saw a man get tied down and circumcised forcibly by the rest of his tribe
Dude,
That.
because he made love to a woman.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
I'm sorry, I don't know what show you're talking about.
I don't.
No, he said he's been to.
I'm
What
tired.
was it?
Zim-
He-
I've been to
Ron,
Zimbabwe.
Ron has
Zimbabwe.
been
Back
to
in
the day.
Zimbabwe,
Doing my
Zimbabwe.
travels.
and he said he saw a man be tied down and circumcised
Snurkums.
in public.
I
Forcibly.
don't know what you're referring to. I'm not aware of it.
Forcibly,
okay. What's the
publicly circumcised.
Are you circumcised?
What's the scariest place you've ever been to? You said you traveled a lot.
Ghosts. I said it.
I've got
I said
The most what
Ghosts.
place is
I said scariest like.
Have you seen a ghost?
Like, have you been anywhere where like you felt like your life was in danger?
I saw Ghostbusters with my Uncle Pete.
Well, I've been to countries that were dangerous,
You did
but
not give me
nothing
popcorn.
serious. I tend to stay away from dangerous places.
I stay away from ghosts.
I gotta say, the most scary place I've ever
Ghostbusters.
been was Tora Bora. I did missionary work up there.
I did. You told me I did missionary work.
Yes, you did, Cheese.
I did.
Yes, you did.
I did good. I did God's work.
You did Jesus' will.
Jesus's. Ron and Jesus's show.
All right, you guys want to wrap this up, or do
Dude.
you guys have more questions for?
I like stuff.
for Lee.
Well, we got to get going because it's...
All right, Lee, why don't you tell everybody where they
bedtime.
can find your work, and we'll let you go. All right, man?
Okay, why don't they get on? They can read all about the book. It's called theactor.biz, B-I-Z. You get on the website, you can read about it, or get on Amazon.com and type in The Actor by Lee Welling. You can buy all different kinds of copies if you'd like to read it.
Well,
It's a good read, and we're getting great reviews.
Well, I have a
Thank you,
copy
Lee.
right here, and I'm going to start reading it tonight.
You order that.
All right. Thank you, Lee.
Oh, thanks so much, and thanks
back.
for letting me talk with you.
Yep,
Come
no
back.
problem.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
He liked us.
I like how he just kept trying to raise his voice.
That was a
And
radio guest.
I figured I was like, all right, I'm just gonna see if I can interview this
I
guy for
loved it.
real.
He
I
was
was like,
just
let
trying
me
to plow right through.
let me try to interview this guy for real while they're fucking with him and see how this goes.
Dude, he got really uncomfortable when I brought up the Zimbabwe thing.
I like where he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like what movies? What are you talking about? I didn't circumcise anyone in Zimbabwe.
I didn't even think it was gonna work. I almost went to the intro. I should have, but I was like, all right, I don't know. This guy might hang up, but no, he didn't.
Stayed on. Yeah.
He would have stayed. Shit. I'll play it now. I'll play it right
I
now.
feel like I'm kind of interested in the Broadway thing, from the '50s. I thought some of that was interesting.
Oof.
I don't know.
It sounded like a big piece of shit.
Ron Burlington is a retired special ed teacher from Mastic, Long Island. Cheese is his mildly retarded co-host and life mate. Together, they are Ron and Cheese. Let Ron and Cheese's story inspire you tonight.
I will remember you.
Hey, Yowls, I'm back.
Will you remember me?
That's inspiring. What were you saying, Slim?
I don't even know. That just made me lose my train of
It
thought.
just inspired the fuck out of me.
I didn't know what his book, the plot sounded weird, but I always like talking to guys that have been involved in, he was a stage director or whatever in Broadway.
Yeah, I
That's
kind of
kinda
thought that
cool.
going, prepping, I'm like, yeah, we could probably talk. I don't know. But then, when he called this past morning at 9:30, that's when I'm like, all right, we're going to fuck with this guy, because he called at 9:30 this morning. And when I got here and set everything up, I opened Skype and I'm like, notifications from today. I'm like, okay, let me check it out. And
Yeah, I'm not sure. This is Lee Welling. I'm supposed to call in this morning for a 9:30 interview. My number is 914.
but I'm like, yeah, no, we're fucking with this guy. He called at 9:30 in the morning. And then
Yes, hi, this is Lee Welling calling again. I did see my notes. I wrote down 9:30 a.m. I see that it's 9:30 p.m., so I shall be calling back for my interview
yeah,
tonight.
no, we're fucking with you, Lee.
Justified.
Thank you.
We're fucking with you, dude. You're calling at the wrong fucking the wrong time.
Lesson learned: don't call Rob and
know
Slim
what?
at the wrong time.
Yeah, I'm like, no, we're definitely fucking with this guy.
You know what? That Mr. Burlington does have a soothing voice.
Oh, he does. Yes.
And Cheese can sing.
Just keep
I love that. Where Pete's Cheese can sing and you're just like, ah! And I think the dude was like, oh, it's good. It's very good.
You did, you described it great too, Pete, where you're like about the special needs. And that was good.
Yeah.
I like when you
You guys
say
are
it.
convincing. I could understand too, being on the other line of it, it would be hard to know what's going on.
We haven't done it in a while because Pete was laughing a little bit.
Yeah.
We got to the point where Pete just didn't laugh like we had it going. We're out of character. Yeah, but that is good. It is. I like the fact that Slim was here, Rob, and Pete had to leave.
Yeah.
That was good shit.
He
That was
was-
good shit.
he
And I
was-
love that you were throwing in real questions and trying
That's
to do a
what
real
I started to
interview,
do. I was like, I'm going to see how this works if I just try to interview him
And
for real.
it was
over
cool
the-
because Slim was here keeping Mr. Burlington and Cheese in line. kinda.
Burlington was sillier than usual with Slim in the driver's seat. Burlington tried out a little new material. I like that. Burlington was funny. Burlington's always funny.
He's
But-
got layers.
Yeah. What was he saying when he started at the bottom and he backdoored it and he fucking blew 10 guys? I think he said.
Cracking me up because you were doing like the blow.
I think he said there were 10 dicks in his ass and there was always room for 11. I'm pretty sure he said that in there.
Always room for 11.
Wow. There's another one, and I always forget, like, the 10 minutes feels like an hour and fucking Ron and Cheese.
Yeah, like I looked over at the time, I'm like, it's 40. We have like 20 minutes left. I'm like, I can't keep doing this.
A friend of mine tried to pray the gay away, but he couldn't do it.
I was like, yeah, I just wanted to get that ghost line. I wrote that stupid ghost line.
That was funny.
I'm like, I gotta get it in there.